Hey, everybody. Welcome to this Ask Me Anything. I'm Lindsey Anderson, an online business growth strategist. And today is an Ask Me Anything. We've had quite a few questions submitted that I'll be going with. But of course, if you're live here with me today, we will make sure to get your questions answered as well. I am live today on all of the platforms. Kind of straightening my camera there. Facebook and Instagram. Hey, Jim. Hey, Emily. How's it going, everybody? I'm live today on Instagram, on LinkedIn, on YouTube, and on Facebook. Welcome to this Ask Me Anything. If you have any questions, certainly submit those. Now, speaking of questions, applications are now open to work with myself and my team. If you want my proven strategies and implement a robust marketing and sales, hey everybody, marketing and sales system into your business so you know what to post on social media, how to get those individuals off of social media and into your programs and build a really strong foundation for your business. Applications are now open to work with myself and my team. That means you get myself, 20 years of experience business building, my proven strategies that have helped myself and hundreds of my clients scale and sell millions of dollars worth of services online. And you get access to my team, Shauna, who has an MBA and has worked with me for several years. She has worked for some of the biggest brands in the business. Her specialty is systems. Mine is marketing and sales. And then you have access, of course, to Emily, who has worked with me for over 8 years. She has run millions of dollars worth of Facebook ads. She can really help you apply all these methods to your business and make sure that you have a marketing and sales system that actually works now and into the future. So in order to apply for that, Kate, go to lindsaya.com/apply. Spots are filling up extremely fast. And so if you are looking for a marketing and sales system and you want to know if my methods will work for you, all you need to do is hit apply. I'm not here to waste anybody's time on this. If you fill out the application, the reason why we ask you to apply, because there is a certain person at a place in their business and their life and where they are that when we bring them on board and we plug in our strategies and systems, they can get very amazing results. And it's not for everyone, okay? But hit apply. And for those individuals that we know we can help now, we will reach out and schedule a sales surge strategy session with myself. Now, if you're not a good fit right now, then we also have the skills to be able to share with you what that next step is. So we'll make that decision for you. We don't want to be wasting anyone's time. Okay. We want you to be at a certain place in order to get your hands on that sales surge strategy session. So all you need to do is head over to lindsaya.com/apply. Apply for that. Fill out those questions. It should take you about 5 minutes. Fill out those questions. We'll look at them and let's get you on a sales surge strategy session with me. Looking forward to talking to you. Those applications are only available and open until tomorrow. So run, don't walk. It is first come, first serve. My calendar is getting full. You definitely want to hop on to that sales surge strategy session. So let's hop into some mistakes. We've talked this week in the Unlaunch method. I've shared with you the Unlaunch method, which is very simply social media, how to post on social media like a business owner and not an influencer, how to host an invite only event. This rinse and repeat, extremely powerful system to get people off of social media and onto a group sales call, and then onto a sales call, a prescriptive sales call that will allow you to see if the person on the other side of the phone, if it's actually someone you can help. What we want is right fit clients into our programs and services. And then the most important part of the Unlaunch method, and the part that so many people miss, is that analyze and iterate portion, meaning, okay, take in the results, what's happening on social, what's happening on the invite only events, what's happening on our sales calls, and making data driven decisions in order to iteratively improve the process. That's the Unlaunch method. I'm a specialist in social media strategy. I'm a marketing and sales expert. I can help you scale your business. So fill out that application. But we had a couple of questions coming in since we've been live for the last few weeks or for the last several days on the Unlaunch method. And question number one, hey, everybody, so nice to see you. Say hello in the comments. I see so many people here. It's great to see everybody on this Ask Me Anything. Now, people in the comments, you get first come, first serve on the questions since it is an Ask Me Anything. But hey, everybody, Jean, nice to see you. So, question number one that came in for the Ask Me Anything was, Lindsey, what are the biggest social media mistakes that people are making on social media? Well, first of all, okay, they're going into social media without a plan. Hey, Jean, nice to see you. They're going into social media without a plan. They think that they're going to throw spaghetti at the wall and just post a couple of videos. It seems easy enough, and I will be able to bring clients in. It's not that easy. Social media is extremely competitive right now. Everybody wants to be an influencer. Everybody's making those videos. Everybody's doing that. Okay. And AI is making it so much easier than ever before. I am a huge AI fan. I love ChatGPT. I love Descript. I love all of these AI programs, but they're making it easier for your competitors to get online and to put content out there. And it leaves our prospects wondering, is that a real person? Are you an authentic person? Or are you just somebody who knows how to use AI? And the competition and AI, it's only going to get worse. It's only going to get more competitive. And so you've got to go into social media with a plan. I recommend the plan of working back from the sale. How are you making sales? How are you attracting those right fit clients? And making sure that you're displaying your thems online. This is vibe, experience, methodology, and skills. You want to be displaying those four things on social media. That's how you differentiate yourself from being just an influencer to actually being able to make sales online. So, number one mistake people are making on social media when trying to get more sales from social media is they don't have a system or a plan. They're just waking up and posting videos and crossing their fingers that it's enough to bring in clients. That could typically bring in warm clients, people that you kind of know in the real world. But as far as converting cold audience, which is what you need in order to build a sales system, you want to get out of waiting on referrals and only caring about referrals. You actually need a strategy and a system. The second thing, the second biggest mistake people are making on social media, hey, nice to see everybody, is you're overthinking it. Now, I tend to really attract a lot of experts, doctors and lawyers and agents and people who really are seen as an expert. And so then all of a sudden, when you're expected to create a video and show up on social media, you will be a perfectionist. You will overanalyze. You'll bring down those videos. You'll spend way too much creating, way too much time and effort and thinking creating this content, and it will be really slow going. So, the second mistake people make on social media is overthinking. Okay. The third and major mistake people are making when trying to create a, a social media sales system is pain points, the pain points of their clients. Now, on day two of, hey, you can't overthink it. That's right. On day two of the Unlaunch method, I share really understanding your clients' pain points, and words matter. Messaging matters. It's the difference between showing up on a reel or doing a video and saying something like, hey, have you ever wanted to get your first 5 clients? Or are you ready to drive more clients than ever before on your social media? Those are two different people. somebody who's brand new, right? Versus somebody who is seasoned. But it's all in the nuance about generating social media sales. It's all about the nuance and really understanding what your client feels, how they think, how they're saying it, who they are, and speaking to them. That is really how you stand out and above the crowd on social media and start attracting those high quality clients. All right. Hey, everybody. Nice to see you guys today on this Ask Me Anything. Okay. Here's a question. I see it. It is, Lindsey, low cost offers. Low cost offers. Good old fashioned low cost offers. This is where, so the question is, where do low cost offers come into play? I spend a lot of time talking about how much you're charging, how you're packaging your expertise, working backwards from the math. If you want $1 million, okay, if you want to make $1 million in your online business a year, you need to divide that by 12. And then you got to come up with how much you need to come up with every single month and how many clients that is. And then you need to take that number and multiply it by 10 because that's how many leads you need. And then you need to be asking yourself, is that really viable? Can I really do that? So, for example, okay, if you want to make, say, $50,000 in your online business, okay, I got to get my calculator up here. Calculator. It's an Ask Me Anything. I can do this here. Okay. Let's say you want to make 50K in your online business a month and you sell a low cost offer, which I know they're popular. Okay. People love memberships and they think it's going to be easier to sell a low cost offer. And they think they're going to be able to get all these hundreds of clients coming in because it's a no brainer. It's only $97. Totally going to do this. If I'm in a membership, I can get 10,000 people paying me $97 a month and all of my problems will be solved. And not only that, I found 5 other people doing this exact same thing online. So it must be real, right? The fact is, you don't know what that other person is doing online unless you've seen their books. And trust me, I've seen their books. They're not profitable, or they're putting out a ton of ads where they are spending way too much on client acquisition than they need to. And so, back to my example. Let's say you wanted to make $50,000 in your business every single month. Okay. Hey, Mick, how's it going? You're going to divide that by your $97 offer. Okay. That's going to be 515. 515 clients you're going to need at a $97 price point. Now, can you do that? No, you can't. Okay. You have to multiply that by 10 in order to know how many leads you need. So the question is, now it becomes, if you want to make 50K a month in your online business and you're selling $97 product, then you need to get 5,154 leads coming in order to even close that much. And it's not attainable. It's not something that you can do. Those low cost offers will keep you small. They will not allow you to scale. They will not allow you to build a business, a legacy business that will afford you more time, more money, more freedom, and more impact. So you need to package your expertise and focus on high ticket packages, offering high value, high touch, high quality. That is where you're going to be able to build a business that will scale with you now and into the future. Do not get caught up in low cost offer land. Okay. It is not easier to sell. You have the process of someone pulling their wallet from their back pocket and giving you money. It is hard to get them to pull 97 bucks out of their wallet as it is for a high quality $5,000 program. That's just facts. And you have to figure out this system. So you may as well figure it out for something higher cost and package your programs and services in a way that makes sense. Don't get stuck in low offer land. Also, when you're stuck in low cost offer land, those are two different people. There is a kind of person who will pay you $97 for a membership. Okay. And there is a kind of person who will pay you $5,000. They want the answer. They want the help. They want the one-on-one. They want the clear path and the solution. These are two different kinds of people. So if you're marketing a low-cost offer, that's who your audience will be. Versus you want to foster and create this really amazing social media audience of people who will actually buy from you, see your value, are not tire kickers, and will actually have results. It's I was recently on Netflix. It's like the subscription models like Netflix. It's these people that made it real exciting to have the membership model because they have access to millions and millions of people to draw from for that. But for a regular person, a regular business, you don't have that kind of access. So don't sell the low cost offers. Don't do it. Where they do come into play, okay? They do come into play. I have my own low cost offers, but it's only after you know who you're working with one on one, what you're selling. You've done that several times extremely successfully. You're bringing them in, you're closing them up. Then there's going to be an option for a low cost offer there that won't completely, okay, cut into your other offer. Because the final problem, and I'll get off my soapbox here of low cost offers, is that if someone is presented, Lindsey, you can spend $5,000 and have this, okay, this one-on-one package with me, or I do have this membership, it's $97 and you'll still be able to talk to me once a month. You are totally going to cannibalize that high cost offer and they're going to go for the other option. So it's nearly impossible to sell both. It's certainly impossible to focus on both. And really, where those low cost offers come in as a seeding ground, as a ground to get those higher quality leads, but you don't start there. You figure out how to close high quality, high ticket, and then you can do this lower ticket offer. So thank you to whoever asked that question. For those individuals just coming on, thank you for coming to this AMA with me. I'm open for any questions. We can talk about marketing and sales. We can talk about systems. We can talk about Netflix if you want to. I'm available for all those questions. But just so you're aware, applications are now open to get your own sales system, your own marketing and sales system that works for you. All you need to do is head over to lindseya.com/apply. Get on a call with me, a sales surge strategy session call with me. On this call, you'll have real clarity around where you can create these sales in your business. Go and apply. Once those spots are gone, they are absolutely gone and they are dwindling, and applications close tomorrow. Now, if you're in a place where I can't help you right now, where that call with me would not be useful for you, we will certainly send you what those next steps are. We won't be wasting your time. That's why we do an application, because there is a very specific type of person who is at a place in their business and their life that when we come in and help them, they can see huge successes faster than everyone else. And that's what we're looking for with the application. So fill it out, lindseya.com/apply. Okay, here is another question that came in. Here we go. What do I post on social media to attract clients? This is always a very popular answer, okay, or a very popular question. I already teased about it a little bit earlier in my previous supply, but what you need to know about social media is it's more than just kind of showing up, okay? You are not an influencer on social media, but we're surrounded by influencers on social media. So many times people feel like that's how I need to be showing up as like an influencer, and you're oversharing, you're giving a lot of personal details, you're not really focused on what the goal is, which is to get more business. And I really found this to be true. I was on Netflix, as I mentioned, and I was surrounded by a lot of people who had 4, 5, 6 times the following that I did on social media. But in discussions, many of them were not able to monetize that following, whether it be through brand deals or closing coaching programs or whatever it is that they were selling. But they had this huge following. And I've experienced this so much with clients that come to me, people who have 100,000 followers and no sales. We don't want that for you. Okay. So, what do you post online that makes you a business owner and not an influencer? It's VEMS. Okay. 4 things. Let's go over them right here. The first is vibe. Of course, we want to know you as a person. There are some behind the scenes things that you can share. I always recommend people pick three things that they can share online that makes it a little personal, makes you a human. Okay. For me, I'm from Portland, Oregon. I'm a mother of 3. I'm really into my health and wellness journey. So I share that and it makes me human online. So figure out what that is, along with vibe, of course, is your brand. What does your brand stand for? What is the voice of your brand? What's the feeling people get when they interact with your brand? The second is E for experience. You got to be sharing those client testimonials and you want to be doing this story form. Um, uh, People who make Super Bowl commercials have known this for the longest time. Every Super Bowl commercial, it's a story in about 30 seconds. And that's what we want from your content. And so it can look like this. I just got off, this is me on an Instagram story. I just got off with a one-on-one client who had 100,000 followers on Instagram and was unable to make any sales when he first came to me 3 months ago. And this is what I told him. I told him that all you're posting is workout videos and you're not, and basically I teach this thing. And so within me seeding that, just got off this call, a one-on-one call with a client who just setting it up like that allows people to be like, oh, she has a one-on-one client. She has a one-on-one client who has a lot of Instagram followers, but no sales. Ooh, that sounds like me. And then some sort of lesson. And so setting up your client testimonials and sharing a little background information about what you do, always super helpful. Okay? That's how you stand apart. If people can see themselves in your client stories and your client testimonials, they will more likely work with you. All right? So that's E for experience. M is method. Everybody here needs a method. I don't care if you're an agent. I don't care what you're selling. Come up with a method. Okay. I'm not just your regular person. I'm not just your, like, that's what I do. This is like not even a good example. Let's go with like a real estate agent. Okay. I'm not just your everyday real estate agent and I don't just act like everybody else. When you come to me, I have the home buying method. And it looks like H is for honing in on your perfect property. I ask you a series of all these questions in order to really understand what is important to you and why, what the perfect house is for you. And then there's the O, which is where we find the opportunities of the house, like whatever it is, but come up with the method and sell on social media to the method, sell to the method, because that way, people don't have to just trust you and think you're like a good, useful business owner, but they buy into the method and the strategy. And then finally, skills. This is where most people post. What are your skills? What are you teaching people to do? What are some insights people can have? Yes, these are important. Okay. But it can't be all that your social media is. Okay. Here is M for method. Nice to see you guys. Cassandra, nice to see you. Question: what is a good catching sentence to start a video to start out? Jean, I love this question because Jean is asking, what's the hook? It's called the hook. Okay. This is the most important part of your video. It is the first few sentences out of your mouth. And so in my programs, I give examples of what these hooks should be because they are that important. I give you your first 30 days of hooks, but it needs to be something that draws the user in. If they're in for that first 6 seconds of your video, they'll watch for the remainder of the video. So you got to have something surprising, something alarming, something that draws them in. So some sort of fact is a useful one. Let's go over a couple of examples. Okay. A couple of examples would be, for example, I could say, Um, if there was one thing that I could change between when I was making 10K a month in my business and when I was making 100K in my month in my business, it would be this. If there was one thing, okay? How about this? The biggest myth around building your online business is X. So we got myths, we got the biggest problems, we got if there were three things that I wanted to ever change in order to XYZ, this is what I would do. So it has to be like shocking and it has to like grab them. Now, ChatGPT can help you with this. You go to ChatGPT, you tell ChatGPT, hey, this is who I am, this is my expertise, this is what I do, this is what my one true client is. Give me an example of 10 hooks to put on Instagram. And within there, like ChatGPT is not perfect, but within there, it can give you some really good ideas. I love ChatGPT. I love using AI. Okay. I love to use it. It helps a lot. All right. How about this one? Oh, this is a good one. Lindsey, what is the difference between an invite only event and a launch? Now I teach and I talk about you're welcome, Jean. I teach and talk about the invite only event a lot because it works for all service-based business, whether you're an agent or a consultant or an expert or you're trying to sell programs, it doesn't matter. This is a finely crafted masterclass that you give on rinse and repeat and it gets better every time you do it. Now, this just isn't any masterclass. Most people will make a huge mistake. I got to open this door. I'm dying of heat. Hold on. It's getting a little warm in here. Okay. Portland's warming up today. But this is a masterclass you give on rinse and repeat. The biggest mistake people make on masterclasses is they show up and they think if I can just spray these guys with a ton of information and give everybody an aha moment and make them be like, oh, you're a genius and I like you, then they will buy from me. That's not at all how webinars work. And in fact, if people feel that way on one of your webinars, you won't make any sales. Instead, you need to be able to show up to these master classes, give enough information that you're not over delivering, and build up enough tension with that content that for those individuals who are ready to take that next step, they are ready to get on a sales call with you. They're highly qualified. They understand what you stand for. They've already sat through this thing and they're perfectly qualified for a phone call, preventing you from getting on phone calls that do not convert. But you can't just step into this invite only event and deliver anything. This content has to be finely tailored to your customer, has to speak around their problems, has to give one aha moment and a very clear call to action. But what I like most about it, and the main question here was, Lindsey, what is the difference? Nice to see you guys. What is the difference between an invite only event and a launch? A launch is big. Okay. You're teaching over the course of 10 days. This thing is a marketing rally. You're trying to get everybody out of your marketing washing machine for 10 full days. And it requires a really big audience because you're really working off of social proof. It can be really taxing. It can be time consuming. Launches only work doing them 4 or 5 times a year. And you cannot build a business on launching alone. And that's really the beauty of the invite only event. I have many customers who have built their business never launching. They only do IO events because they're super honed and targeted. They're invite only, meaning you're reaching out to those very specific people, inviting them to a high quality event. You can give it on rinse and repeat without people wearing out. And it is really one of the best marketing assets you can have is an invite only event, an event you can use time and time again that gets better, that requires little prep from you, and you actually know that it works. Okay. Let's see. Lindsey, I filled out, this is good. Nice to see you guys. Lindsey, I filled out my application. What can I expect? Yes, many of you have filled out your application. Again, go to lindsaya.com/apply to go and apply for that application. Now, if we read through your application and you're a good fit for the sales surge strategy session, that's with me. That's not even with my team. You will get access to me. then we will get you scheduled for a phone call. And on this phone call, okay, it's not what we're doing is looking for clarity. Everybody here is sitting on momentum in their business. You're sitting on customers, you're sitting on a system, you're sitting on ease. It's available to you, but most people can't see this. They can't see where their opportunities are. They can't see their way out of their business. And this call will get you that clarity. What we're really searching for is clarity on that call. So on that call, during the sales surge strategy session, we'll be talking about where you currently are in your business, what you've been through, what you're doing, what's going on for you. I'll get a clear picture of where you want to go. We all don't want to go the same place. So, what are you trying to build here? I have a series of questions that will get crystal clear on what that is. We'll look at the several things that you've tried and what it's going to take to finally build a marketing and sales system that will produce sales for you through social media now and into the future. And you'll have real clarity coming out of that call. In fact, I had somebody on the VIP session earlier today say how much just that call with me really brought her clarity, because you can't see the label from within the jar. Most people are much too close to their business, and having that professional outside experience is invaluable. So, if you want a marketing and sales system that works, if you want to generate more high quality leads on social media, make sure that you apply for that sales surge strategy session. Now, if you're not a good fit for that session and it won't be a good use of your time to be on that session, we'll make that call, fill out that application, and we'll send you those next steps. What are the next steps you should take to really start generating consistent sales in your business? Okay. Now I have time for one more question. Let's go with, there was a couple here actually, Emily A. Here we go. What is the difference? Let's go with this one. What is the difference between stories and the feed? Now, Saturday, I talked a lot about stories, okay? Sales are made within stories. They disappear after 24 hours. People are watching the stories because of fear of missing out. They don't want to miss your stories, so they click on them if you're applicable to them. And stories really allow us to be like, I know that I know that you saw my story. And so if you don't have a strategy for making sales in stories, you really need to. That's where your hot audience is. That's where you can start those conversations. That's where you're really building out your sphere of influence and making the most traction with sales, is having a good stories strategy. Now, the feed, that is more for a cold audience. It's like who you're like fishing. So like the feed is your brand. It's what people's first impression of you are. It's like your storefront, and you want to make sure that represents yourself and your brand and what you do very clearly on the feed. And then you want to bring people and your hot leads into stories. Okay. So it's much more personal in stories than the feed. The feed is more professional brand. You can get a little bit more relaxed and vulnerable and authentic there in stories. Okay. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me on this AMA. I appreciate everybody submitting your questions. It is a true pleasure to answer these questions for you. One more call to action, okay? Make sure you go fill out that application before everything is filled. If you are ready to get out of the grind and you're sick of trying all the marketing strategies and you want something that works, that will actually build you a sales funnel from social media, make sure that you fill out that application. Go to lindseya.com/apply, and I will see you on those calls. Thank you so much for joining me on this AMA.